Welcome back to Casually Cultured, everybody. How y'all doing? Are you enjoying Get Wet season? Please say you are, because it is Get Wet season for a reason. Enjoy the pool, the hot tub, the jacuzzi, the water fights, all the good stuff. Come on now. That's what we do around here. Get Wet season. I'm gonna have some videos for that too, by the way. Be ready for that. So today we're having a casual movie review. And if you're new here, well, thank you for coming around. Please subscribe and like the video. Today's movie is Toy Story 5. Yes, I love all of the Toy Story movies. They are an amazing franchise. And to this day, Pixar hasn't missed. And if that's a spoiler for what this movie review is going to be, so be it. But if you want me to do a spoiler review for the movie, please, like I said, like and comment, tell me you want some more, and I'll be glad to do it. If you're new here, the thing about casual movie reviews is this. We are not experts. We are casual fans. I don't go into the movie thinking about the production value, how this thing looks and all the CGI and things like that. No, just going in based off how the story made me feel, how we all just kind of like watch it and be like, hey, this is cool, this was not cool, such and such. Like a fan. We talk like fans, okay? That's what casual is for us. We're casuals, all right? So with that being said, let's get started. So today, Toy Story 5. Let me give you the quick plot synopsis. Basically, Jessie is now the leader of the toys in their new home with Bonnie, and you know, her new sidekick is Buzz, and Bonnie now gets a lily pad, which is, you know, kind of like the replacement for like the iPad pretty much. And then shenanigans ensue and they have to figure out, you know, how to coexist or not, and, you know, see how they can help Bonnie in her situation, which I will say her situation is just trying to make a friend. Now, that is the synopsis. That's as much as I will give you, so that way I don't spoil too much, because this movie is definitely something you should see in theaters. I'm going ahead and just say that right now. This movie is fun, it's silly, and it's emotional, and it hits. It really hits. I love these movies. Toy Story has never missed when it comes to the emotional beats, especially with 3, 4, and 5. I think the emotional beats hit very strong. Even in 2, actually. 2 hits very good. But in this movie, we're coming from Jessie's perspective. Now, she's always been like a side character in the other Toy Stories from 2 to 4, sorry. But now she's the main character in 5. So you get to see a little bit more of her backstory, you get to see more of her emotions, you get to see more of her being a leader. And, you know, not to say Buzz and Woody aren't involved, because they are. They're just not as involved as you may think they are. They have their moments and they do have a good amount of screen time, but it's really Jessie's story. And Buzz's story to a little bit of an extent. I won't say what his involvement is, but he does play a major role in a way. And he has a major story with Jessie as well. But this movie, like when I say it hits, it still hits. Like the emotional beats are there. There are certain scenes where it kind of made me like tear up a little bit. I'm like, oh man, they know how to make you feel for not just the toys, but for the human characters too. Like Bonnie plays a major role in this movie. She doesn't play that much in 4, and you know she's new in 3 at the end of 3 if you've seen 3, but she plays a major role here, and it's very interesting to see how the toys are trying to help Bonnie get to where they think she should be. And it's a learning thing for everybody involved, right? Now, for the new characters, I'm gonna talk about Lily Pad. It is a interesting dynamic because Toy Story 5 tackles modern day technology, with Lily Pad being like the substitute for the iPad pretty much. And when you really think about it like that, it makes sense of as why they're doing it, because think about it when you were younger, right? Especially people around the millennium age, even maybe a little bit of Gen Z, right? We grew up with toys, right? We grew up with the action figures. Myself, I grew up with the Power Rangers. I was the Power Ranger head. I loved all that stuff. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Batmobile. Like we just had the toys, the Hot Wheels. And that was for the guys. For the girls, you had your stuffed animals, you had your makeup kits, you had your Barbie dolls, you know, you had all that stuff. But then when technology came in, especially for guys, when the gaming systems came in, the Xbox, the Nintendo 64s, the PlayStations, the Nintendo, GameCube, the Wii, it was over. Like, we just put the toys away at that point. And then it got worse when we got the iPad. You know, we had, you know, the iPods, you listen to music, but also had all that social media. MySpace was a thing, Facebook, Twitter, like, it's all become huge now. And it really affected us in some positive ways, but also in a lot of major negative ways. Like, it took a lot of our social skills away. And I can attest to that because my social skills are not where I personally want them to be. Not to say I don't have any, I do have some, but there's some skills I need to still work on. That's just part of life, and you constantly grow and learn. And casual culture helps me do that in a lot of ways, which hopefully you'll see soon. But yeah, so Lily being that kind of like that window of looking through how modern technology has affected us and our social skills, not even our social skills, but our emotional state as well, how we want to be popular. Oh, we see all these new people doing all this other stuff, and now all of a sudden we got to do it too, and it makes us not like the things that we like, right? There's a certain part in the movie where something happens with Lily Pad and Bonnie sees it, and then all of a sudden just, you know, change up, and it's just like, that's real for a lot of folks. That's real. And it sucks. And I know some people are not using social media as much these days, which is fine. I myself have to use it because of what I want to build with casual culture. Totally fine. But it makes sense. It's good to get away from it for your own mental health, to find your well-being, and that's totally fine. But like I said, knowing how to use it and when to use it properly is very important. And it teaches you that. You know, it teaches you that in this movie. So I really, really think that this movie, it should be seen by both kids and adults. It's a very fun, loving movie. I can only give it like high ratings of all more. Like, you know, we don't do like the 5-star, the 10s here, but I will say it's a casual recommendation. Casual recommendation. High casual recommendation. Go see it in the movie theaters, because I do think this is a movie that definitely needs to be seen in the theaters. Don't wait for it on Disney Plus. You know, it's gonna come out there, but just watch it in the movie theaters, because there's an experience there that you can't get anywhere else when you're at home. Watching the movie theaters, highly recommend. 2 thumbs up, however you want to put it. I need to find a way to like do casual reviews, scores, and whatnot. If you got any ideas, put them down in the comment section. But guys, quick and easy, right? That is the movie review for Toy Story 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please tell me what you think about the movie. Tell me if you want to see it or not see it. Would you recommend it to your friends or family? Share this with your friends and family. Like the video. And of course, subscribe, because our goal is to get to 1,000. I want to get to 1,000 and go even further than that. I want to grow casual culture. Slowly but surely, but it will grow. Trust it. All right, guys, on to the next video. Peace. Love you. Bye.